Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another Historic Brawl gameplay video, and today we are playing Alesha, who laughs at fate. This is a brand new commander in Foundations. There is a previous Alesha who laughs at death, I think, but I think now it's a command only card, so we've not gone in arena. But Alesha, who laughs at fate, who is she? She is a 3-mana 2/2 with First Strike, and it says whenever Alesha attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then it has Raid. Raid is a semi-returning mechanic in Foundations. Basically says if you attack something, if you've attacked this turn, something happens. So Alesha says if at the beginning of your end step, if you've attacked this turn, return target creature card with mana value less than or equal to Alesha's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. So obviously this screams out reanimation, but not how you would usually do reanimation, especially in black. Usually in black, you would try and fill your graveyard and then, you know, use a reanimation spell to get something bad like Valgavoth or Gristlebrand or Razaketh, or, you know, big scary creatures. Alesha's kind of the opposite. It's about getting back small creatures, because the reality is, if you get to a stage where you can attack with, say, a 7/7, a 7-powered, 8-powered, 9-powered Alesha, so you can get back the big scary demons or dragons or whatever, then you're probably going to win the game anyway. So the value is small creatures. And so this is kind of an aggro deck, but also kind of a bit control-y. So let's just quickly go through the sections of a deck. So first up, which is very important, we have our primarily 1-drops, but also a couple of 2-drops. These are the creatures we want to attack with. Because how Alesha works, she doesn't have to attack, you just have to attack. So if, for example, you've got a creature in your graveyard, you get to turn 3, you attack with another creature, maybe it gets blocked, maybe it doesn't matter. Second main phase, you play Alesha, it goes to your end step, you can get that reanimation straight away. So so we need early creatures to attack with, and maybe even get blocked and killed so we can get them back. Not many, you know, we got Ragavan because it's a red deck, so of course we've got Ragavan. But Ashnod is Death Touch, so hard to block, but also it does allow us to sacrifice another creature. One of the downfalls of this deck is if we don't get creatures into our graveyard, we don't get value. So sometimes we may want to sacrifice our own creatures. Changing Outcast can't be blocked. Shambling Glass just gives some value when it dies. And then we have Magda the Hordemaster and Rahilda Wanted Cutthroat. They're not 1-drops, obviously, but they're a bit more value that we can play on turn 2 and maybe attack with on turn 3. Next up is the biggest pile, and this is the value, basically. Most of these are 2-drops, but not all of them. But these are the things we want to be reanimating. And they're quite control-y. So the 2-drops are mostly made up of things like a Curse Marauder, which is each player, when it enters, each player sacrifices. Things like Burglar Rat, target opponent discards a card or exiles a card. We get some value from Charming Scoundrel, Discerning Peddler, discard and draw. Fear of Missing Out, discard and draw. And that Delirium trigger of having an extra battle phase, which another creature can attack with. Croxer is just kind of like the best creature of this, and I'll go into that strategy, that synergy in a second, because yeah, it causes our opponents to discard. Crow of Dark Tidings, we mill 2 when it enters or dies. Flashbag Marauder, sacrifice. Playcrafter, sacrifice. Vault Plunderer, draw a card, lose a life. Charforger, create a token, and there's some additional value as well. Grim Servant, search up any card in our library with mana value equal or less to Devotion to Black. So it can grab a land. We do lose 3 life, but if our Devotion to Black's high enough, it can grab quite a few things. It doesn't say black card either, I mean any card. We've got Grief and Fury. Ravenous Chupacabra can take out target opponent's creature. Solemn Simulacrum ramps and then lets us draw when it dies. And Tragic Banshee has Morbid, which is also a semi-returning mechanic that says when it enters, target a creature opponent controls gets -1/-1. But the Morbid bit is if something has died. So if a creature has died its turn, it gets -13/-13 instead. That's not our creature, that's any creature. So essentially, the best draw, in my opinion, is a 1-drop. So let's say Ragavan's ridiculously powerful. Turn 2, we Croxer. Obviously, we've not escaped it, so it goes into a graveyard, but our opponent's still got a discard. Turn 3, we attack with Ragavan. We play Alesha. We get back Croxer. They then have to discard again, and we can just keep on getting back Croxer if we have nothing else in our graveyard we want to get back. But obviously if they block Ragavan, maybe we want to get back Ragavan. Or, you know, we play an Accursed Marauder, we sack our own Accursed Marauder, we attack, we get an Elite with Alesha, we get back our Accursed Marauder, we wipe their board as well. Next up, we just have a small amount of ramp. Mox Amber, Dark Ritual, Arcane Signet, Jet Medallion. Dark Ritual is quite powerful. Problem with Alesha is it's a 3 mana 2/2. Yes, it's got First Strike, and yes, it's going to attack as a 3/3. But you know, if you're on the draw and you play on turn 3 and you can't attack with her on until turn 4, you know, you might not have any good attack. So getting her out on turn 2 of Dark Ritual can make all the difference. Next up, we have some removal. Feed the Swarm. Don't know why Roaming Throne was there. Feed the Swarm, Infernal Grasp, Moment of Craving. Chainsaw is probably the MVP of the deck. It comes down, deals 3/20 target. Whenever one or more creature dies, we put a rev counter on it, and then equipped creature gets plus X plus 0, where X is the amount of number of rev counters on the chainsaw. Obviously, Alesha's got First Strike, so she is a great target to buff the power of, and obviously she wants higher power because of her ability. Deluge and Damnation are our board wipes of choice, and Fel the Profane can be played as a land. Next up, we have some sacrifice synergies. So, as I said earlier, one of the hard things can be getting things into our graveyard. So Corrupted Conviction, Final Vengeance. Final Vengeance is a removal spell, sorry. Corrupted Conviction and Village Rights and Deadly Disputes lets us sack creatures to draw cards, and in Deadly Disputes case get a treasure. Woe Strider, we can sack any creature at any time to scry 1. Ashnod's Altar lets us sacrifice a creature to add 2, so a bit of ramp as well. And then Grey Pack. Grey Pack is such a ridiculous card, especially in black decks. It's a black card. Whenever a creature we control dies, each other player sacrifices a creature of their choice. So obviously with a sack outlet or something like a Cursed Marauder, it's just going to wipe their board or do a lot of damage. Next up, we have Cunning Coyote and Rising of the Day to give our creatures haste. Cunning Coyote, we can plot on turn 2, play Alesha on turn 3, and then play the free Coyote to give Alesha +1/+1 and haste, which obviously will attack into a 4/4 until the end of turn. Allowing Alesha to get in for a bit of extra damage, but also maybe get something bigger back. If we've evoked a Grief, for example, on turn 1, we can then do that and get a Grief back on turn 3 when we play Alesha. And next up, we just have every kind of other good stuff. Malika Rebuff, Reanimate, Faithless Looting to get things in our graveyard. Basilisk Collar, a really powerful and really cheap equipment, which gives a quick creature Death Touch and Lifelink. Alesha's going to get quite powerful, so Lifelink's pretty good. And Death Touch and First Strike is just busted. Sea Smash to take out opposing artifacts, but also we can give Alesha or any creature +3/+2 and trample, allowing them to get in a damage, and Alesha's case buffing the power to the end of turn to allow her to get bigger things back from the graveyard. Lineal Laval for discard and sacrifice. Brass's Tunnel Grinder to allow us basically to refill our hand. Perforating Arts is the only other creature we've got with Raid, a 3 mana 3/2 Death Touch, and it says at the end of our turn, if we attack, each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent of their choice or discards a card. Roaming Throne can double up Alesha's triggers. We've got both the black and the red Overlord. Technically, these can be reanimation targets, but it's unlikely. Liliana Dreadhorde General is just one of the most powerful planeswalkers there are. And then Blood-Soaked Insight, mostly we play as a land, but sometimes we can play the other side. And the same with Aghadir's Awakening. So that's the deck. Is it powerful? It's mixed. One of the benefits of Alesha in Standard is that your opponent doesn't know you've got her. So, you can attack, commit what looks like a bad attack. They block, they trade, and suddenly you play Alesha and get a 2-drop back. Obviously, having Alesha in your command zone, it makes it obvious what's going to happen. And as I said earlier, a 3 mana 2/2 stats wise just isn't great. So if you've got to wait to turn 4 to attack with her, you may not get many. You might not have a good attack even at a 3/3 First Strike. So an Alesha is basically our finisher. We had about a 50% win rate. We played about 30 games, but out of those 30 games, I think 9 were on the play. The rest were on the draw, which is just absolutely ridiculous. So we can't really get a fair outlook. But it is a fun deck. So doing the turn 1, any drop, turn 2, Croxer, turn 3, Alesha, get Croxer back and just keep on cycling with that is fun. Not for our opponents, it's fun for us. Or, getting back an Accursed Marauder. Or our opponent our opponent's got 3 creatures. Well, we play an Accursed Marauder. If I take out 1, we attack with something else. we then get back a Curse Marauder, they take out another thing, or playing Grave Pack and just wiping their board with sacrifices. Basically, it is absolutely fun. So I really, really enjoy it. I hope you all do too. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. So up against a red-white equipment deck, we go first with a pretty slow hand, but we do have a turn 2 play and some removal. Oh, I think they do draw a card, but we can take out their Sentinel. We will just get down our Corrupted Court Official. Hell, the host. And obviously we don't mind blocking. But obviously they do mind blocking. Well, let's get a black source. And get down Grave Pact. And we'll hold back. There is Bruno. They sacrifice the Hollow Blade. Well, I think we Boiler Bilge. And we'll just play this as a land. Well, let's get down Alesha and Magda. And next turn we can equip the chainsaw. Well, we will just swing in. We'll get back our court official and create a treasure. Now, Giver of Runes can give Danitha protection, which means it can't be blocked. And also it has flying, which is also another issue. So that's probably game over. Although, no, it is not. Because what we can do is basically wipe their board. That's not how it works. We'll play out the Charforger. And then swing in. Yeah, and we'll make Alesha a god. And we'll... They've got no cards in hand. Hopefully they don't top deck a lightning bolt. That's not going to do it. And yeah, we attack with a 15-5. Grave Pact is busted, especially in decks where you can sacrifice your own creatures with Ashnod's Altar or Woe Strider, which we were just about to play. So against mono white, we go first. Obviously need more lands, but a Cursed Marauder and Alesha's quite good. And obviously Grave Pact is insane. Stop them ramping. Put this on black. Let's power the Sanctum. Let's attack. So this is going to be quite painful for them. Discard a card, please. And then we will swing in. Let's sacrifice our court official. That way we can get it back and get some more value out of the discard. We will fetch our Raucous Theatre. Don't need another land. Well, let's attack in with both. And this is, I think, probably where they scoop. Because we solemn, fetch a land, don't really matters, kill their Nadar, sacrifice our solemn, we draw a card. They still have to sacrifice it because of Grave Pact. It is an exiled, which for a commander isn't that important. And we will get back our court official. So they go down another card. And yeah, they scoop it up. Grave Pact is ridiculous. I'm going to say it every time I manage to play it. But it is such a swingy card. Especially, yeah, against protection, things like protection. Absolutely insane. Well, opponent goes first. We've got an okay hand though. Moment of Craving can take out Killian. And that. Which I think we have to do. But it's hardly that exciting. Wow. That's pretty cool. I mean, they're not going to like this. Yeah. We sacrifice our Ashnod and can get it back. We could have sacrificed our Playcrafter and get that back, but with nothing for our opponent to sacrifice, there's no point. But, you know, next turn we can always deadly dispute it, attack with Alesha, and get it back that way. Opponent goes first. Well, we have some removal, and Roaming Throne is really powerful. We actually need more land. Because of Castle Lochthwain and the Chainsaw, and the one we want to play Freebuilt on turn 1, I think we get our Blood Crypt. quite like some lands. Well, we will chainsaw their Ornithopter. Well, let's attack. Yeah, I will keep that. I'm going to do this because they could just discard enough cards to outgrow Moment of Craving and Overlord. Well, we can Arcane Signet, Restless Fence, and then Moment of Craving their commander. Well, let's is it just gonna die? That's the question. Doesn't look like it is. Let's put this on human. And obviously now we do get... Do you only get one trigger? No, we do get both triggers. We do have lethal on board, and obviously with Overlord in our hand. Yeah, that is... Oh no, yeah. It doesn't really matter. They do have 2 mana available. And then we hit him with everything. Alesha gets 2 more counters. Shame he doesn't have trample. So they do survive for another turn. We don't have anything in our graveyard to get back. Did they leave Quasar in their graveyard? Yeah, they did. I mean, they're empty-handed. With 3 mana. Obviously, whatever they search for couldn't deal with it. They would need a 3 mana removal spell in black and blue. Is not particularly difficult to take out Alesha, but we swing in. If they do take out Alesha, we have what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 plus 4 from Overlord. So yeah, we had it anyway. Opponent goes first. I think this is a keeper. We don't have a 1-drop, which is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. We don't have a way to evoke Fury either, but hopefully we don't need it. Well, 1-drop's alright. Imagine they get a Savannah land. I don't they get a Tryan. So we'll get down the court official. Pulls them to discard. So they make us discard or sacrifice. See, that is not the correct thing to do.
I know when I'm not wanted.
We can also get down Ragavan. We get back a court official. Calls them to discard again. I pitch a Haunted Ridge. Well, that is kind of irritating, but let's get out at Crow. And we can Village Rites if we need to. Which we might do just to see if we can hit a land. no land. There's land. There's nothing to... So we could evoke Fury to take out their dragon, or just cast Fury. This still lets us Fury. They have something. That's not the end of the world. We can recast it pretty easily. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, we have to play. Well, we'll attack. Let's see if we can hit an on-land. And we can get back our Fleshbag Marauder. Yeah, bit lucky there. We hit the non-land. They leave it in their graveyard. Razakeths. Do they have a way to bring it back? Not yet, they do not. Well, let's attack in. Let's play out our Overlord. We want the Cold Official. Let's get a Snail because it exiles. That's not actually what I meant to do. But never mind, we can get rid of both of their cards then. They exile Aurelia. And then, yeah, let's get down Perforating Artist. And then we can get back the Cool Official to cause them discard their last card, which was a Scope. Yeah, if they had a reanimation thing for Croxet and Kunaros, they could have exiled 5 cards to bring back Razageth, which is obviously a pretty good reanimation target, but that was the only creature they had in their graveyard. up against the first sliver, so it could be a sliver deck, or it could just be a 5-colour deck. We need some early plays. Skull Saps now, I suppose, is okay. A lot of tap lands isn't great. Well, let's see what we hit. We will discard Reanimate and Moment of Craving. And we can Surveil. Sure, that's pretty good. And we even have some protection with Malakir Rebirth. Although that doesn't help us. So it is a sliver deck. Let's get down the Fear and the Marauder. There is the first sliver. Oh, let's attack in. Yeah, I would quite like Grey Pact. But, you know, I quite like Grey Pact in every deck. I hit an Ornithopter. Yeah, we will pay the 2. They have to exile something. They exiled a Binding. Well, that means they must have another removal spell. We'll do the same thing. They obviously get rid of their Ornithopter. Yeah, I'll do it. Well, when we get down the Solemn, we're going to have to chump their sliver. Their first sliver. Well, let's get down Woe Strider. And get down Ragavan. We can double block the first sliver. They do not attack. We will scry. Don't need that. Yeah, we'll get back our Curse Mortar, please. And our Woe Strider can take out the sliver. What does Outlast do? Huh. Well, we'll take out their commander. And then just swing in. And we'll get back our Woe Strider. Obviously, Glass Ball Mimic wasn't what they wanted to hit.